Hello everyone, welcome to Kick It. This week we look once again how not to do a Kickstarter project, and someone takes retro to a whole new level. So, sad news, Poe was unable to reach its funding goal, barely making a third of its goal. Polykit have assured us the game will still be in development, and thank everyone for their support and feedback. Another failed project earlier this year, Freeze Me, is still delivering updates however. Recently showing off the game running on Wii U with a Wiimote and Nunchuck, which I think is probably the best way to play it. In more sad news, Wolf, the Red Hood Diaries developer Grin has had to shut its doors. The developers behind the ambitious spin on the fairy tale have had to file for bankruptcy, and according to founder and CEO Wim Wouters, point the studio's demise at low sales of the game and plain over-ambition. When Wolf was launched, the game was buggy, glitchy, and clocked in only a few hours. While there were patches applied to the game, the damage had already been done. Worse still, they can't even afford postage to ship out the Kickstarter rewards, which highlights the biggest risk of this site. But lastly, in some good news, you've probably heard that Shovel Knight is getting its own amiibo. Announced during a Nintendo Indie event before PAX with the Game Grumps, the Shovel Knight amiibo holds the distinction of being the first third-party made one, with Yacht Club handling manufacturing and distribution. If this doesn't persuade more indie devs to go Nintendo, I don't know what will. Now, I know that tapping the amiibo on Shovel Knight's game will unlock co-op, but what happens if I tap this amiibo on another game?
Shovel Knight!
Oh yes. So now I need to ask Platonic and WayForward, what are you waiting for? And now, it's time for another installment of How Not to Do a Kickstarter Project! Now, if you know me, you know I'm a huge fan of the Panzer Dragoon series. And if you don't, it means you haven't seen my retrospective on it last year, and I'm very disappointed in you. But anyway, imagine my surprise when I saw Panzer Dragoon on Kickstarter. I'm thinking, damn, Sega really is struggling. Well, it turns out, no. Panzer Dragoon Gaiden is in fact a brand new fan-made game in the series. Awesome! Being made for the Saturn. Wait, what? The Saturn. The 21-year-old Saturn. The complex architectural Saturn. Okay, I mean, if they've got the rights to the series, then they can do whatever they don't have the rights to the series. Huh. And they're asking for $5,000, but actually hoping for more so they can purchase the rights. Yeah, because Sega is actually interested in letting people develop for a system they long since abandoned. Do they even have a dev kit that works? I mean, if you want to make a Panzer Dragoon game, why not make one for a system that never got one? You know what? It could be fine. As we all know, Japanese developers love fan-made games of their franchises, especially their legal departments. So you know what? I'm on board. Let's do this. I got my wallet here and I can't pledge. Well, who saw that coming? In 1986, a company called World Events Production bought an anime called Star Musketeer Bismarck, and, like a lot of animes back in those days, was retooled, re-edited, and renamed for a US audience. Introducing Saber Rider and the Star Sheriffs. Well, a team out of Germany called Team Saber Rider, which, unlike our previous game, actually has the rights from both WEP and the original creator Studio Pierre, is making an old-school 2D run-and-gun shoot-'em-up for Steam and the 3DS. Right now, the project is on a conditional basis. If they can't reach the $75,000 goal, that's it. Game over. The rights get pulled and the game gets cancelled. And you can actually get the game for only $25. That said, the campaign page is very detailed, explaining the history of the show, the budget, the rewards, and the stretch goals, which really got my interest. Obviously we have the Wii U, PS4, and Xbox One goals, but we also have a Dreamcast goal, which is great. But this is where it gets really interesting. They also want to make this game for the actual Super Nintendo and TurboGrafx CD. Whew, talk about ambitious. Now, unlike the Saturn, the SNES isn't a hard console to develop for. As for the Turbo, well, they're not making it for the cards, which is a good thing, I guess. But then they even have an amiibo stretch goal. Well, what do you know? I was right. It's already begun. Well, folks, thanks for watching, and we'll see you all next time here on Kick It.